here, founder of RNA Labs, here to talk to you about our enclosure line. So first I'm going to go over the things that come standard on all of our enclosures and touch on the things that are optional. So first, our locking mechanisms. We use neodymium rare earth magnets that can hold 6 pounds each, and then we also started our designs with visibility, which was very important. When you buy acrylic enclosures, you are buying visibility. So it's very important for us to work into our design. Accessibility. Having good access is safe for the animal inside of the enclosure and safe for the keeper. So that was very important to work into our design as well. Safety, and again, the way the enclosure looks, we do not believe in mesh screen for ventilation. So all of our enclosures come with laser cut holes. The size will vary, along with the size of the enclosure themselves. So starting with our tall junior enclosure. Our tall junior enclosure, as you can see, has a low profile lid that sits on the top of the enclosure, so you do not have to split the enclosure in half, as an example, to access the inside, which allows you to put more substrate, and you can put a wider variety of decorations inside of the enclosure. Now we're going to start with my favorite feature here, is the maximum visibility on 2 opposing sides of the enclosure. 0 visual obstructions. That was achievable, again, with the low profile lid. And then when you go to the other 2 opposing sides, you'll see that our laser cut ventilation holes are kept up high so that you can put as much substrate as you need inside of the enclosure. So we look at how the lid is held on. We use 2 neodymium rare earth magnets for balance and a hasp that comes standard on this enclosure so that we can secure the lid properly. Now we'll go to our wide junior enclosure. This enclosure has 0 visible obstructions on the front of the enclosure, just like the tall junior. And on the 2 opposing sides, again, we keep the ventilation holes up high, and then we also have the low profile lid. Now with the wide junior, unlike the tall junior, this one is held on with 2 acrylic hinges, and it also has the 2 rare earth magnets on it. Now, going to our large tall enclosures, one of the favorite things, with me on this enclosure is the accessibility. So while being able to, put a retaining wall for, a good amount of substrate, the accessibility, we take the door all the way up to the top. That's the way it should be done if you have an enclosure that is standing up tall. It's safe for the animal when you need to go inside, and it is safe for you as well. Now, we look at the side of the enclosure, and you'll see that we keep the laser cut holes towards the back so that you have as much visibility, and you don't have, again, the mesh screens to look at. So let's get to our large wide enclosure. So unlike the wide junior, half of the top of the enclosure opens up, half of the front opens up for premium access. This is the way that I felt it should be designed, because the way that the enclosure sits, you're having to go in like that when it's time to clean, and there's more burrowing space for any animals in there that you would have that burrow. We have the high retaining wall as opposed to the large tall enclosure, because this enclosure is designed for terrestrial and fossorial species. So with all of the enclosures, if you go to rnalabsexotics.com, you can review the highlights and the product descriptions. We have our standard line, our C-Wave tech line. Again, all the information is at rnalabsexotics.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.